before I even got on the game, which hopefully this is the last commentary I do, but I had the little thing put into the phone, you know, so I can even talk into the mic. I was looking for the mic. I couldn't find it in its usual spot. And I think maybe it's on my pillow, because I did just charge it. It's not there. I just bit my tongue. But, like, where the fuck is this mic? I forgot. I already had it clipped to my bandana. So, we're off to a great start. Chapter 12. Toil in Trouble. You sit up out of your bed, look down at Atlas, because he's just broken some big news. Are you sure it was one of my friends in the mirror dimension? I saw that bracelet clear as day. And whoever it was is either keeping it secret from you for some reason, or they're working with Rafe. My money's on the latter. One of my friends. There's no way. There's no way they would betray me. You don't know that. You only met them a few months ago. And I met you a few hours ago. But I'm just supposed to take your word for it? I trust my friends. They're behind this. Just think about all the times you've been attacked. Are you positive your friends haven't been involved? You think back to when the shadow monsters have come after you. Well, the first time when I got to my dorm, I was with Shreya. I got attacked again after I was with Griffin and Zeph at these tryouts. I was with Shreya that day too, on a picnic. And it's the last time we were all in the Hall of Mirrors when I got sucked in. I guess my friends are around a lot when I've been attacked. See, any one of them could be responsible. Or it could be a coincidence. I spend a lot of time around my friends, so of course it's more likely that I get attacked after seeing them. Get seriously really dense. That wouldn't explain why someone with your bracelet was in the mirror dimension. Okay, that does seem pretty suspicious. But there has to be another explanation. Until we figured out what's going on, you have to assume the worst case scenario and keep an eye on your friends. Okay, but how exactly are we gonna figure this out? We go back to the Hall of Mirrors. But we were just down there, and we barely found anything. That's because we didn't go inside. We still need to find out why you were able to get into the mirror dimension in the first place. The key must be the mirror you fell through. Magic always leaves traces, and I'm sure that room has the answers we're looking for. In the meantime, you need to see if you can figure out which one of your friends can't be trusted. I'm telling you, my friends are behind this. And how do you know that? No, because they've stuck by me through everything. No matter what crazy stuff has happened, they've been by my side through it all. That should have been your first sign that something was wrong. That should have been your first sign that something was up. Normally, people would run for the hills the moment they knew there was danger. It's called friendship. No, you only stuck around because they're out to get you, which is why we need to find out what they're doing in the mirror dimension. Alice gets comfortable in his sleeping bag as you change into your pajamas before climbing to bed. As the lights dim, you close your eyes, but your thoughts are still whirling. Atlas, get some rest. You'll need all your energy for the days to come. Right. Before your natural studies class, you roll out of bed and pick out your clothes for the day. Why? I don't care how cool it looks, I'm not spending 13 times on it. Give me my damn... You know what? Once you're dressed, you head down to natural studies and take your seat next to Shreya at one of the tables. Professor Kanto steps up to the front of the class, setting a large leafy plant down on the desk. Good morning, class. Today we'll continue our lessons on plants by reviewing a very special one, Philophem. As you recall, we planted these a few weeks ago, and now the leaves are ready for harvest. Professor Kanto holds up a large leaf with veins of gold running through it, while Shreya whispers, I've had that before. Patisserie Rousseau using all her cakes. What's it do? I saw the hair, I was like, what the fuck is that? I said, ew. The hell wrong with this hair? I just changed it. Professor Kanto clears his throat, enjoying your attention again. Philophem is well known for his ability to influence thoughts and emotions. In particular, when consumed, it has mood-boosting properties. Professor, what is it typically used for? Excellent question. It's generally used as a stress reliever. It gives you energy and brightens your day. However, an overdose causes individuals to experience extreme euphoria. It's been known to completely consume them. He turned back to Shreya and whispered urgently, You said you were eating that stuff? I mean, small doses. Professor Kantos walks around the room, setting down a Philophem plant in front of each student. Now, in order to safely harvest Philophem, you must stroke the stems before you gently pluck the leaves off. If you rip off the leaves, you pose a risk of releasing spores, which can give you a nasty case of the giggles. Well now, get to work. I will come by each of your tables to check on your progress and answer any questions. You and Shreya turn to your plants, which smell sweet like honey. You gently stroke the stems of the plant. The leaves suddenly droop, and the veins turn a sparkling gold. You pluck the leaves gingerly, and as you do, a warm feeling settles in your belly. Excellent work, Mr. Snyder. I see you were paying attention. This is actually kind of therapeutic. One of the plant's other abilities, if you're kind to Philophem, it gives off soothing energy. I keep one in every room in my house. As Professor Kantos leaves your desk to check on other students, you move more of the leaves, carefully stroking the stem first. You glance over at Shreya, who's uncharacteristically quiet, only to see her snatch a handful of leaves off the desk and stuff them into her pocket. Shreya, what are you doing? Shreya jumps, rolling around to face you as she hides her hands behind her back. Just moving the leaves, of course, like Kanto said to. It looks like you were taking some. I want to be able to study with them. I want to be able to study them later, so I'm ready for when they come up on the test. Shreya turns back to her plant, looking pointedly away from you, and after a moment, you return to your own plant. The rest of the class passes uneventfully. When the bell rings, Shreya leaps up from her chair. Well, I've got stuff to do, so see you later. Shreya rushes out the door before you can respond. You gather your belongings and leave the greenhouse, worry gnawing at your stomach. When you step outside, you spot a familiar figure crouched in the grass, searching for something. Just hold still. You walk up behind Beckett, but he's intently focused on whatever he's doing. Do you draw something, like your calculator, or your supplemental reading, or your glasses? Don't be absurd. I don't wear glasses. You got me there. So what are you doing? I'm collecting spores from the fern known as Kelvin's Ka. It's for a natural studies class. If I collect the that samples for a particular potion, you get extra credit. Ah, extra credit. Explains everything. Do you mind holding this phone for me while I scrape the underside? I'm having a hard time managing both tasks. You crouch down beside Beckett and lift the fern leaf. He carefully collects his sample, brow furrowed in concentration. There we go. Your assistance proved quite useful just now. Hey, I got nothing better to do than rescue a gentleman in distress. Actually, would you like to join me in collecting the rest of the ingredients? I'll be sure to tell Professor Contos you helped. I'm certain that will impress him. You want me to help you collect plants? Indeed. It will require adventuring around campus and perhaps a little bit of death-defying acrobats to get what we need. But the results will be worth it. I can even give you a preview of the potion. It's sure to be a marvelous sight to behold. And I wouldn't mind spending more time with you. Help Beckett get extra credit to impress Professor Contos and share a romantic moment with Beckett. I paid for it? I don't remember this. My tongue dry as hell. Just let me know what you need me to do. Beckett smiles, but his expression flickers with some emotion you can't quite place. Elijah, never mind. Just follow me. Beckett quickly straightens up. You trail after him as he leaves the main campus, venturing to the outer edges of Pendergast. As you step through a grove of trees, you find yourself in a gorgeous meadow full of flowers. I'm looking for a flower colloquially known as the Salmon Sneeze. It's in the same genus as the Dream Shade, which you recall is used in the Daydream potion and looks almost identical. What potion is all this stuff for anyway? The Golden Hour potion. It casts the illusion of evening light on everything in a half-mile radius. And if you make this, you get extra credit? Don't you already have a perfect grade? Perfection is a limiting ideal. I want to go above and beyond that. So, you want extra credit on top of your extra credit? Well, we put it that way. It sounds excessive. Beckett makes straight for a patch of flowers to your left. As I thought, we have Lumi's clutches, salmon sneeze, and for some reason, a lot of radish. How'd you spot those so fast? We just got here. I did a quick survey of the area. Not to brag, but my observational skills are one of my strengths. For example, I noticed that when you're happy, your eyes light up in a certain way. Not that I've been paying any particular attention to your when you smile. I merely noticed because, yes. Beckett's face flushes. He looks away and smiles softly. As he speaks, his words come out all in a rush. Because it makes me happy when you're happy. Sorry, what was that? I can barely hear you. Moving on. I see a few other plants I need. Can I entrust the collection of the Sandsman Sneeze to you? Remember, it's golden in color and it looks similar to the Dream Shade flower. Leave it to me. You kneel, looking around the sun-drenched meadow. This plant thing? You carefully snip off a few samples with a pair of scissors that Beckett gave you. When you're done, you present your harvest to Beckett. And is this enough? Just about. It seems with me guiding, we make quite a compatible team. Beckett takes one of the blossoms, listens to the light. You admire how the translucent golden petals glow. Nature has a way of delivering the most divine creations. Flowers, animals, people. He glances at you at the corner of his eye. The tips of his ears turn red. Beckett, was that a line? Depends. Did it work? You grin at Beckett as he drops a flower into his bag of plant samples. The last few clippings I need will be on the school grounds, I believe. I'm locking in. To do Beckett's voice, I'm locking in. Haha. You and Beckett head back toward the main campus. leaving a wildflower meadow behind and arriving at the foot of the bridge overlooking the lake and the school. Pausing at one of the bridge's columns, Beckett sniffs a bit of wine. The two of you look out of the school, and he regales you with stories about Pendergast. Imagine this. Those flaming braziers all over campus, they were once columns of flat flame. It sounds pretty cool, but also super hazardous. Essentially, it was said that the flames were the flames of truth. Those touched by it would speak only prophecies to their dying breath, which came sooner after, because even magic fire tends to be fatal. Yikes. So what about that building there? That is a laboratory where renowned metal art professor Tinabao Yin pioneered the practice of alloy magic. Fun fact, Professor Yin became a werewolf in his later life. Dude, lead with that next time. I assure you, his research was far more interesting than what he became during the full moon. Maybe to you. Eventually, Beckett looks over the bridge's railing into the water below. Now, the final sample I need is a type of lichen that grows inside this very bridge, around the midpoint. How do you know the lichen will be on the bridge? This particular cultivar grows exclusively around mermaid habitations, so I'm guessing that... Wait, there are mermaids here? Where? Didn't you know? There's a colony of them in the lake. But I came to Pendergast drew the lake. How did I not see them? Well, they tend to keep to themselves and stay out of sight. Usually, your path would not have crossed theirs. Okay, but what happens if you kiss a mermaid? Beckett frowns at you. What kind of question is that? Hey, I'm just keeping it real here. Fine. To answer your question, kissing a mer person is much like kissing a human. There was rumored that their tongues have an intoxicating effect. Hot. I'm into it. Beckett rolls his eyes, and you laugh. Guess I learned something today. I would hope that you learned several somethings today. Sure, it's kind of cute how into all this history and trivia you are. Beckett scoffs dismissively, but you notice his ears start reddening. Beckett clears his throat. Now, I'll just lower you down, and you can scrape the lichen off. It should be easy. Hang on. You want me to hang off the side of the bridge? Don't worry. I won't drop you in the lake. I promise. You end up dangling over the side of the bridge, Becca's arms holding you securely. Now, the lichen should be gold in color. Find it and collect the sample. You run your eyes over Becca's body, seeing the hard lines of his muscles beneath the fabric of his blazer. What are you doing? Just taking a second to admire the scenery. You scan the bridge and easily spot the brightly colored lichen. You reach for it. Becca's arms tense around you. Quickly, if you would. You reach out and gently scrape the lichen off the bridge, sliding a chunk of it into your hand. Got it. As you shove the lichen into your pocket, you begin to slip in Becca's arms. Becca's forearms flex around you, holding you tightly as he pulls you back onto the bridge. When he sets you down, you're inches apart, his strong arms still wrapped around your waist. Your breaths mingle in the closed space, and he flushes. Are you alright? Never better. I'd rather not let you go, but I did promise you a preview. Beckett takes the lichen from you. He fetches a few petals and leaves out of his pack and crushes them in his palm. Light flares from between his fingers. What'd you do? Just a slapdash. Low grade version of the golden hour potion. We'll need a cauldron for the real deal, but... Ow. Even light slowly filters in, gli- guiding the bridge in a beautiful glow. Gilding? Yeah, gilding. Whatever. Well, that's why I took this. That's why I took this project. Aside from the extra credit, I read about the golden hour potion before and wanted to see its effects. Two of you sit down on the edge of the bridge, facing the water. As Beckett tells you more about the potion, he grows even more animated, his smile bright. The sun begins to set near Ernest, and you lapse into a comfortable silence. I'm glad you're feeling better now. What do you mean? You seemed a little stressed earlier. Yesterday, you looked really shaken up, more than I thought you'd be. I don't know what's going on, but thank you. But I'm fine. It's nothing you should be concerned about. Seriously? Now that you said that, I'm even more concerned. Just tell me. Maybe I can help. Beckett avoids your gaze, his hands clenching at his sides. You see, I've made mistakes. Terrible ones. Sometimes it's hard to move on from them. We're not talking, like, getting a 99 out of 100 on a test, right? Beckett chuckles. I take my grades very seriously, but no, it's not that. You think he might say more, but he remains silent. You look down and realize his hands have balled into fists. Well, just so you know, mistakes are no big deal. Everyone makes mistakes. All the time. I made at least 10 mistakes before I show up to breakfast. The important thing is to pick yourself back up and keep going. I suppose. Just think of the big picture. You're gonna be fine, Beckett. I didn't think of it that way before. But you have a point. You and Beckett lapse into silence. After a few moments, Beckett turns to you, his whole posture more relaxed than you've seen him all day. I haven't fully thanked you for your help today. It's cool. I had fun. No, I said I'll make it up to you, and I will. Beckett moves closer to you, his gaze intent on your face. You're suddenly aware of how your fingers are just barely touching his. Yeah, snack on you. You close the gap, pulling Beckett to you in a soft kiss. That's all I need from you, Beckett. Understood. Beckett tugs you back to him, drawing you into a long, lingering kiss that sends shivers down your spine. As you nip at his lower lip, you gently push him back against a bridge beam, your knees knocking against his. Elijah. Beckett's hands move along your body as you silence him with another kiss. Finally, he breaks away, leaning his forward against yours while he catches his breath. He lets out a sigh, glancing over at his bag. I really should get these plant samples back to the greenhouse and store them properly. Are you sure? It's pretty obvious you'd rather stay here with me. Beckett lifts a hand to your cheek, his touch tender as he presses one last kiss to your lips. I would, but I know you need that sweet, sweet extra credit. But we're picking this up again later, right? Undoubtedly. Something gold can stay. What? Two of you head down the path. As you walk away, you hear the faintest splash of water in the distance. You whip around, just in time to catch the flash of a mermaid tail. When you return to your room, you find Atlas sitting on your bed. You drop your bag by the door and join him. There you are. You've been gone almost all day. What took you so long? You know, the normal thing to do would be to ask me how my day was. Why would I do that? Because I could have been attacked again. You know, considering there's an evil murderer trying to capture and kill us. Well, you're still standing here, so it must not have been a serious attack. You're hopeless. Speak for yourself. You cross your arms and look away. To answer your question, I was in class. Isn't that what you want me to do? Who knew classes would take so long? What'd you find out? Shreya was acting super suspicious. She stole some magical leaves during class and then ran off as soon as class was over. Beck was being pretty weird too. It was like something was bothering him, but I don't know what it was. So which one of them do you think it is? I don't know. I think I need to do a little more digging to find out if either of them is the culprit. Then we should focus on the Hall of Mirrors. I'm finding out what we need to break in. So how are we even gonna get close to the Hall of Mirrors without getting caught? They got that whole section of the building blocked off. The supplies I got would help us investigate the Hall of Mirrors once we're inside, but maybe it'd be best if I do this alone. No way. I want answers as much as you do, Atlas. You can't just leave me here. You haven't been trained at all. I want to come. Then tell me what you think the biggest threat to our mission is. My lack of experience. Wow, I'm surprised by your honesty. Look, I know I don't have a clue what I'm doing, but this is important to me. I need to understand what happened in the Hall of Mirrors. Alice crosses his arms and watches you closely before sighing. Alright, fine. You can come with me. Yes, I promise you won't forget it. You did a pretty good job of getting me back to your dorm without getting caught, but it wouldn't hurt to take some extra precautions. Do you have a disguise of some kind? Or clothing with a magical enchantment? I don't, but I think I know someone who would. If Aster sees me coming, she'll be able to whip an outfit for me. Good. Go find something useful and be sure to be back here by dark, or you go without me. Yeah, I know. I'll be back in a bit. You use the door in your common room, get the pen square, and quickly hurry into Aster's shop. A bell rings as you step inside, where you find Aster waiting patiently behind the counter. Let me guess. You saw me coming? Naturally. And I have the perfect outfit. I choked on my saliva as I was talking. God damn it. Naturally. And I have the perfect outfit for your break-in tonight. You can't let anyone else know that I'm planning to break in, alright? That would defeat the whole purpose of all the sneaking around. As her smile gets wider, and she giggles as she steps out from behind the counter. Don't worry, there's a secret safe for me. Asta leads you over to the clothing rack, where she pulls out a black leather jacket with matching pants and boots. The cloth itself is enchanted to make sure to make it difficult to see, so it should be perfect for sneaking around. And the shoes also have a special enchantment on them that make you walk in total silence. Aster, this is brilliant. Well, go on then. Try it on. My legs are positively shaking in anticipation. Take the outfit from Aster and step into the changing room. Wear the stealth outfit to unlock exclusive choices that make breaking into the Hall of Mirrors easier. So, how do I look? Like a super secret agent? Don't you think? You look fantastic. And with the enchantment, you'll blend right into the shadows. How are the shoes? Is everything working properly? You stomp your feet, but they don't make a sound. No one will hear me coming. I'm really glad you stopped by. Today. Aster? Aster freezes, her eyes glazed over and unseeing. Then, she slowly begins to speak in a monotone. The earth is sick. Its darkness leaches into our roots. It runs in our veins, poisoning us. His power grows strong every day. How far he spread the disease? How many of us shall fall before he is satisfied? Time is passing, faster now. Rush forward toward an ending, into the unknown. Suddenly, Asa reaches out, grabbing onto your arm and holding it tightly. Beware the mischievous hour. Beware. As her stumbles forward and you catch her, holding her up, she rests her head against your shoulder and lets out a heavy sigh. I'm sorry, Elijah. I don't know what's going on with me lately. Are you sure you're alright? I'll be fine. I just need a moment. You try to help Aster stand, but she slumps again and slumps back into your arms. There must be something big looming on the horizon. That'd be the only reason I'm branching so much. You help Aster over to the bench, sitting down beside her. Aster, I know you don't always understand your branching, but do you know what you meant by the mischievous hour? Oh, well, I must have been talking about the midnight, when it's almost impossible to do magic. But hang on, I've definitely seen magic done late at night. It's only hard to do magic for about a minute. Most people don't even notice it's happening. Why midnight? Oh, wait. Midnight? Has someone successfully done magic then? Well, I had never seen it done before, but then again, there's a lot I haven't seen. You did say almost impossible. You did say almost impossible, not just impossible. It's not so much that one can't do it, the results are just too unpredictable. It's impossible to cast intentionally. Perhaps someone with strong magic could do it, but they have to be very strong. Aster sighs, then perks back up. She stands, her legs still shaking a bit. Well, I better get back to work. The shop is going to organize itself. Are you sure you're feeling well enough for that? Well, someone has to do all the shopping order. Someone has to keep the shop in order. Although, I wouldn't mind some help if you're offering. This shop is such a magical place. I'm sure you enjoy looking at all the amazing stuff we have here. You hear a series of hoots in agreement and look up to find a hootlings perched on the edge of a shelf. One of them flaps down, lands on your shoulder, and nuzzling its wooden feathers against the side of your face. Seems like I'm not the only one who wants you to stick around. So, what do you say? Help Aster organize the shop to learn more about her, and get the chance to share a romantic moment with her. Oh, look at that, it's raining. If I'm being honest, I could use a distraction. I'd much rather be here with you than freaking out about tonight. Then I'm glad I can help. You follow Aster to the other side of the shop, where the bookcases tower above you, piled high with various objects. How about you start by organizing my extracts? Just sort my color. Aster gestures to a shelf full of glass vials before turning to a rack of clothing. The hooligan on your shoulder hops onto the shelf and starts pecking at the vials. Aster, which hooligan is this? That's Simon. He's very sweet, but be careful. He can be a bit clumsy, and he likes to get into everything. Just yesterday, he knocked a priceless crystal ball off the shelf and spent half the day cleaning up the pieces. Turn back to the shelf, just in time to catch a glass vial that Simon tipped over. Alright, Simon. You can either go on my shoulder or back to your nest, but you gotta get out of the way. Simon ruffles his feathers as he hoots at you. Then he jumps onto your arm and climbs up your shoulder. You start sorting through the vials, glancing over at Aster. I really appreciate you doing this, Elijah. It's a lot of work running the shop all by myself. Couldn't you ask the other nymphs for help? Oh, well, I'm one of the only mobile nymphs currently. The others have already rooted, or they're still seedlings. What do you mean by rooted? That's the first step a nymph takes to becoming a tree. My father started rooting about a year ago, and that's why he couldn't manage the shop anymore. So at a certain age, you just turn into a tree? It's a slow process, but as soon as we put down our first roots, we can no longer walk. My mother hasn't rooted yet, but she wants to go in a nice piece of ground right by my father, so she doesn't get out much. Wood nymph culture is so weird. Simon pokes you with his beak, feathers ruffled in annoyance. Sorry, I just mean, it's so different from what I'm used to. I don't know if it's that different. I suppose that we do live longer than humans. But when you're a baby, it's not like you can do much on your own. And when you get old, it's hard for you to move. It's the same for us. I guess that's true. See? That's why the shop is important. It's a place where we can learn about each other. I'm surprised your family runs a shop at all, considering. Well, our shop has been around for a long time, since before Penn Square was even here. At this point, it'd be a shame to let it go. Apparently, Rome was closed up during the War Wars because of how dangerous it was, but my grandfather kept us open. So who will run a shop after you? I mean, if you're going to come to Pendergast, I'm not sure you have time to run a shop. Well, I just have to make time for it then. It would make for a nice break from all the studying you'd be doing. But more than likely, one of my siblings will be ready to run the shop when the time comes. Of course, I also have to check in and make sure they don't destroy the place, but they can probably manage day-to-day business. I paid for the scene to use this voice longer. Oi. You take a step back from the shelf full of vials. And everything here is color-coded. Where do you want me to go next? Can you start looking through those drawers? If you can organize them well enough that they can close, that'd be great. Move over to a nearby drawer that's overflowing with various trinkets. Simon hops onto the edge, digging through the items with his beak. He picks up a small marble that you snatch from his mouth. That's not for eating. You can look, but don't touch anything. Simon tilts his head at you, then gives a quick nod. Ooh. You turn back to the drawer, digging through it. Inside, you find a box labeled "Not for Sale." He asked her, "What are these?" Oh, that's my private collection. I put the items in there that I just couldn't bear to sell. You notice a necklace that seems to radiate heat, a shiny gold coin, and a seashell that glows in the low light. A fire rat came in and pawned out for some rare potion ingredients. He said he was going to return and buy it back, but he never came, so I just been holding on to it for him. That's so sweet of you. He said it was a family heirloom. I couldn't bear the thought of him being separated from it forever. It doesn't seem to like me very much though. Every time I pick it up, it tries to set me on fire. You hurl the amulet back into the drawer, just as it starts to get warmer. You gently pull a piece of cloth out of Summer's mouth. You lift him up and set him on your shoulder again, before turning back to Aster. There's so much out there I want to see and learn. I feel like I barely scratched the surface. There's definitely so much out there for you to discover. Like what? Let's see. Boba, airplanes, the internet. Oh, I know about the internet. I tried to make a web page for the shop once. I even collaborated with a whole family of spiders. But I don't think it drew any new customers. That's not... You know what? Close enough. Aster lets out a wistful sigh, smiling to herself. If I get into Pendergast, I'd love to have your help learn about how special a ton of things. I'll be happy to show you around. You finish straightening the drawer and successfully close it. You turn to see Aster with her hand extended toward a large box, which shakily floats in the air. Come here, you box. We have got to work on your cooperation. Aster, let me help. You shouldn't strain yourself. Simon flaps his wings nervously. You reach up to try and steady the box. No, don't worry about it, Elijah. I'm fine. You bump the box with your hand, and it suddenly draws out the air. Simon gives a screech, taking off from your shoulder, and landed on a nearby shelf. Box crashes down onto both of you, knocking you to the floor. You catch yourself just in time to stop from landing on top of Aster, who breaks into giggles. She looks up at you with a soft smile, her eyes twinkling in the low light. Shush. You slowly lean down, moving in closer until your lips are barely an inch from hers. Her eyes go wide, and she sways forward, nearly kissing you. Your breasts mingle in the close space. She cups your face in her hand before sliding it around to the back of your neck. Aster, Before you can finish, she surges forward and kisses you. Her lips are soft and gentle as they press against yours. You lick along the lower lip. You lick along her lower lip and deepen the kiss. She melts against you. Her eyes fluttering shut as the veins on her face glow bright green. I hope that was okay. It was perfect. It feels like there's a light shining inside of me. You meet her in another kiss, nipping playfully at her lip. She giggles, and her hair shifts a tendril of it, brushing down your cheek and tickling you. She pulls away with a soft sigh, the flowers in her hair changing from white to a golden yellow. I don't want you to go, but you'll be late for your break-in if you stay any longer. You stand up and help Aster to her feet, leading to still a final kiss, and she draws her arms around your neck, pulling you closer. As you break apart, you both left panting for breath. She nuzzles her nose affectionately against yours, her flowers shifting to pink. She's making it very hard to leave. She gives your lips a soft peck before taking a step back. Sorry, I can't help it. Thanks for sticking around to help, Elijah. It was nice having someone to hang out with while I work. And we'll be able to hang out even more when you get the Pentagas. When? But how do you know? Aster, you worked really hard for this. If anyone can do it, you can. You're right. I just have to stay positive. Whew. I'm sure Aster will have room in her dorm for you too, Simon. You pay Aster for the outfit and start toward the door when she calls back to you. I hope you find what you're looking for tonight. Thanks, Aster. With a wave, leave Aster's shop and head back to Prendergast. That night, you and Atlas sneak down to the foyer. Despite the warm glow of the lights, the hallway is eerily still and quiet. You peek around the corner of the door, the sentry from before standing nearby. Looks like the sentry is still on guard. Remember, we can't let it see us or hear us. Otherwise, the professors will know we've been poking around. So, what's the plan? I'll have to sneak by it. I'll kill the lights so it can't see us. Then we'll just have to quietly move past it. My enchanted outfit should make this easy. Nice thinking. But still, we need to be cautious. If it catches us, that's the end. With a final glance at you, Alice steps out into the foyer. He raises his hand, and the lights flicker before going out. Who goes there? You and Atlas stay quiet. You hear a soft hum, and the light starts to glow inside of the helmet. Then a beam of light shoots out the eye slit. Then a beam of light shoots out of the eye slit on the opposite side of the room and begins to sweep towards you. I have to hide. Ellis floats himself onto the ceiling, and you duck behind a column, keeping yourself out of the sentry's line of sight. The beam of light passes over the column without stopping. Looks like it didn't see me. No visual anomalies. Check in perimeter now. Beam of light fades away, and you and Alice come out of hiding. You hear the shifting of metal as though the suit of armor has started moving around the room, but you can't see it in the darkness. I need to get to the hallway, but how do I do that when I don't know what a sentry is? You stand perfectly still, holding your breath. You hear the shifting of metal again, off to your left. I should keep right, so I don't run into it. You sneak toward the hall, carefully keeping right. You feel Atlas following closely beside you. Perimeter clear. Returning to post. As you reach the entrance to the hallway, Atlas takes a step forward, and the floorboard creaks quietly. He looks at you wide-eyed, putting a finger to his lips. I need to be careful, or the noise will draw the sentry right to us. You gingerly step into the hall, moving carefully. The floorboards don't make a sound. Let's be real. With the shoes we have, I could have ran. Looks like we're in the clear. And black. Okay. You hear the sentry head back into the foyer. All clear. Well, looks like we did it. Not bad. Seems like you're getting the hang of this. Now it's really raining. I got a good teacher. Night Rider, I don't like you. I hate your game. Suddenly, you hear a soft humming down the hall. You turn and spot Professor England facing away from you. Alice grabs you and pulls you into an alcove. Alright, now you just have to deal with him. I'll disguise you as the dean, and you'll get him to let us inside. I still can't believe you can do that. Well, believe it. I've been studying advanced magic since I was 5. But remember, I can only make the spell last for 5 minutes. You have to convince him before the spell wears off. And there's no guarantee that he'll stay away, even if the dean tells him to. Do you have anything that we could use to distract him? Actually, reach into your pocket and pull out the red marble, showing it to Atlas. Maybe this could help? Fire spell would definitely be distracting, but one of us would have to stay behind and use it. Not necessarily. I can charm it to have a delayed effect. That'll buy us more time once we're inside. Ow. Alice takes the marble from you and closes his eyes. The marble glows and pulses. Be right back. Alice disappears down the hall and returns a minute later. I'm all alone. No one here beside me. Oh. Alright, that's in place. Now, let's get moving so it doesn't go off before we're inside. Now, you just have to think about how the dean speaks, otherwise the spell won't work properly. You close your eyes. I'm not a woman known for second chances. Alice places his hands on your shoulder, and you feel magic burst from his fingers, rippling over your skin. How do I look? Exactly as you're supposed to. No surprise. That spell was an easy one. Now cut the chit-chat. You only got 5 minutes. Alice shoves you into the hall. You straighten your posture and tilt your chin up as you step out the glove. You walk calmly over to Professor England. Dingo Fee. I expect to see you tonight. How are you? Great. Pretty good. How about you? Just fine, thank you. I'm glad to see you aren't too shaken up by what's happened. I'm not in a hurry, so I appreciate if we could keep this short. Oh, right, of course. You're a very busy woman. I don't imagine you came down here just to chat with me. No. I honestly need to examine the hall mirrors. Really? But I thought you wanted to keep the room quarantined just to be safe. We don't want to risk another act of vandalism, especially since some poor students got caught in the crossfire. They must have been so frightened. He shakes his head and turns back to you. Why do you need to go inside? The investigators already finished the report. I need to double check the results. I don't trust those amateurs. We need a thorough investigation to ensure such a breach doesn't, insecurity doesn't happen again. Understood. I can only hope we'll have this fully resolved soon. Is there anything I can do to help? Yes, you can leave me alone. Are you sure? I promise I could be of some assistance. Are you implying I can't handle myself? No, not at all, Dean. I was just trying to make myself useful. If I need assistance, I will ask. Until then, I prefer if you leave me in peace. Well, don't let me get in your way, ma'am. The room's all yours. Just holler if you need me. I doubt that'll be necessary. Hang on. I have one more request. Take a deep breath, pushing away your emotions as you place your hand on Professor England's shoulder and stare into his eyes. I need you to tell me everything you know about what happened here. Of course, as you know, almost all the mirrors inside the hall were damaged, but repairs were relatively simple, and the room is secure now. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Only a few students were nearby when it happened. They were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. We currently believe these were the acts of a single individual working alone. However, there's a strong chance that individual is still here at the college. Do you have a list of suspects? Not yet, but based on the level of magic used, the individual is most likely a member of staff or an upperclassman. You see the awareness slowly return in his eyes, and you quickly remove your hand from his shoulder. That'll be all. Thank you. Professor England gives you a nod before wandering off down the hall, humming to himself again. Once he's out of sight, Alex thinks over to your side. Not bad. I'm impressed, but I don't think he's gonna stay gone for long. You and Alex step into the hall of mirrors, just as the spell fades, returning you to your normal appearance. The room looks just like the first time you saw it. I think at some point I started doing the voice of the dean. Because, well, I look like her, so I might as well, speak like her, but I'm not actually her. But the voice has to be just right for it to be believable. Otherwise, she's just gonna hear some dude. He's just gonna hear some dude coming out of, he's gonna see her, but then hear the voice of some kid, some guy. Like, what's up, man? Like, Dean. This is rather unusual of you. It didn't take them very long to repair everything. So why is it still blocked off, then? It doesn't look like there's any evidence left to collect. There is, if you have the right supplies. Alex pulls a handful of strange objects out of his pocket and crushes them in his fist. There crumbles the dust in his hand, which he raises in front of you. See? Well, what was that? A moon spell lets you see magic that's been used recently. Suddenly, you hear a loud explosion from down the hall, followed by Professor England's voice. What in the world was that? Hopefully that will keep him busy for a while. Start looking around. You take a glance around the room, where multicolored trails of smoke crisscross. Two of them catch your eye, bolder than the others. One's a soft silver, while the other is solid black. The silver zigzags around the room randomly, while the black goes straight to a mirror in the center, where it intersects the silver again. Huh. That's weird. You examine the mirrors, which each glow with an otherworldly light. Then, Atlas calls you over. Elijah, come look at this. You hurry over to find him standing in front of the same mirror that you fell drew. While the mirror still glows, every so often the glow disappears, bits of darkness flickering at the edges. Why does this mirror look different from all the others? Because someone sabotaged it. Someone took the wards off. Which means the wards are in the protector's shield that prevents intruders from just showing up on campus. Every mirror is supposed to have them. Without them, the monsters can just walk right in. Hell, Rafe himself could have come to get you. Then why hasn't he done that before? The wards can only be taken down on this side of the portal. You have to be on the school grounds to manipulate them. That's why I got stuck in a mirror dimension. I couldn't take the wards down from that side. Not to mention that only a select number of people know how to manipulate wards, since the magic is so complex. So, you're saying... what? There's someone powerful inside Prendergast who wants you dead. Ooh. It just ends like that. After a premium scene. Ooh, okay. Bye.